Newman.
Vikings fans, it's a Purple Friday, and that means we're taking your talkbacks for tickets all day. Use the talkback feature in the iHeartRadio app right now and tell us who you think will be the difference maker for the Vikings this Sunday for your shot at a pair of tickets to the showdown with the Commanders. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword contest.
We're smack dab in the middle of a slugfest. It's a Pier 6er. It's a Donnybrook. It's,
Any other boxing references?
Oh, I've got others I can think of. We're inside the confines of the 4 ring posts, actually. Now we're inside the confines of...
nowhere to hide, man. Nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to hide. Yeah. Well, you know what? Where did I hear this before? Maybe it was you said, but Deuce and I talk about it all the time. You know, you play hockey, you play football, you don't play boxing.
Nope.
It's boxing. It's different. Where are we at tonight? We got a good game, right?
We do, yes. Common and Nordo lead Mike Grimm and Caleb 45-36. As always, you can watch Program Password right now at KFAN.com/watch. We have some new cameras. Some high definition stuff going on, and they're mobile now. They can move.
Yeah.
So I don't have to adjust them anymore. So it looks spectacular. Good job to Helvey and the rest of the crew.
They're 4K DNI HX3, which is my favorite camera.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like the NDI, you know?
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Well, we could have gone with the HX2s.
Right, but we like the 3s.
Correct, yes. It just made more sense for our applications. Yeah.
Caleb, did you get any advice from your cornerman during the break here, or what's the?
Just keep swinging, man. Keep swinging.
There you go.
Haymakers.
Yeah.
Don't play scared.
All right, let's get that iPad over to Common.
You don't play Program.
No, that's right.
Yes. This is a tussle here.
Common and Caleb, you two take a look at the iPad, please. The password is brush. All right, Caleb, you got the shot at the first swing here because you're down 9 points. What do you want to do here? You want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
All right, Caleb and Grimmer for the lead. This one for 10.
Sweep.
Broom.
Common and Nordo for 9.
Comb.
Brush? Oh, nice.
I love how all of Nordo's correct answers today, he's been surprised he got it correct.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling it today, but I'm feeling you.
Well,
if that makes
we're
sense.
doing a good
You're picking me up.
It's working out well.
All right, 54-36. That's an 18-point lead for Common and Nordo. Grimm and Nordo. Take a look at that iPad. The password is hook. All right, Grimm, 18-point deficit, so the option's on you. What do you want to do here? You want to go first or second?
We'll go first.
All right, Grimm and Caleb for 10.
Fishing.
Lure.
Nordo and Common for 9.
Left.
Right.
Grimm and Caleb for 8.
Snag.
Stuck.
Nordo and Common for 7.
Fish.
Hook.
There we go.
Left hook.
Yeah.
Little boxing.
It's the best I could do.
Got it after a second point.
Worst hook you've ever received, Caleb. Can you think of it off the top of your head?
No, I can't. I probably can't remember it because I got blasted.
Best left hook you threw.
I don't get hit with hooks. I throw the hooks.
Yeah. Best left hook you threw.
Best left hook I threw. Would have had to be a left hook to the body against a guy in the fight. It was a kind of a tune-up fight. I think it was before I fought DeGale. I fought in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I hit this guy with a left hook to the body, and he jumped up in the air and fell on the ground. That was the end of the fight.
Awesome.
Good for you.
All right, 61-36. Common and Nordo with the lead. Common and Caleb. Take a look at the iPad. The password is metal. All right, Caleb. You're backed up against the ropes here. You're down 25 points. You got to start throwing some haymakers again. You got the option. You want to go first or second?
Going first, man. I ain't ducking no haymakers.
I like it. Caleb and Grimm for 10.
I gotta look at the thing again. I forgot. I was gonna say the word.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah,
all right, Caleb and Grimm for 10.
Heavy.
Fat.
Common and Nordo for 9.
Steel.
Sturdy.
Caleb and Grimm for 8.
Gear.
Anchor.
Common and Nordo for 7.
Music.
Bar.
Caleb and Grimm for 6.
Aluminum.
Common and Nordo for 5.
Iron.
Clad.
All right, last one.
Naming metals. What do we?
Last one. Caleb and Grimm for 4.
Nordo.
Metal.
You just gave away the answer.
That was a good clue, right?
Heavy. He says heavy. I'm wearing an
Well,
AC.
that's that's why I'm with music.
Yeah. I'm thinking like guitar. I'm
That's
like
the best
guitar.
clue of all time.
You're just
Nordo.
naming metal. You guys are just naming metals.
Yes.
Help me.
Right when you said that, I'm like, okay, that's got to be it.
Helby, please get that clip together for social media so we can play that one later. What are we doing? We're just naming metals. Maybe that's the answer. Grimm and Caleb got 4 on that, so at least you got some points.
got
It's now
there. It was a
61 to
long
40. Grimmer and Nordo, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is track. All right, Grimmer down 21. You still got the option. You want to go first or second?
We'll go first.
All right, Grimm and Caleb for 10.
Nordic.
Breeze.
Nordo and Common for 9.
Race.
Oh, I know it. I can't believe.
Grimm and Caleb for 8.
Railroad.
Track. Nordic.
Yeah, I was thinking. All right.
I'm glad it didn't get back to me, so I was going to say Bossa Lopet.
That was going to be my next clue.
All right. 2 in a row here for Grimmer
All
and
right,
Caleb.
let's go.
They're making it
Let's do it.
interesting. It's 61 to
We're coming.
48.
We're coming.
That's a 10-8 round.
Common and Caleb, take a look at the iPad. The password is pocket. All right, Caleb, down 13. You can make this a one-possession game. Options on you. You want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
All right, Caleb and Grimm for 10.
Hot.
Cold.
Common and Nordo for 9.
Pants.
Caleb and Grimm for 8.
Rocket.
Common and Nordo for 7.
Front.
Man, I got absolutely nothing off these clues. I'm sorry.
Caleb and Grimm for 6.
Pool.
Water.
Common and Nordo for 5.
Corner.
Pocket. Yeah. Pants. Pocket.
Hot pocket.
All right, we're slowly getting to
funny
the finish line here.
Grimm used Nordic track. It's like an exercise machine, and the athlete didn't get it. And then I couldn't get the fat guy couldn't get hot pocket. So we're just all off.
Man. I still wasn't there.
66-48. Common and Nordo, you are 14 points away from a win. Grim and Nordo, take a look at the iPad. The password is pasta. All right, Grim are down 18. Options on you. Do you want to go first or second?
We'll go first.
All right, Grim and Caleb for 10.
Spaghetti.
Noodle.
Nordo and Common for 9.
Noodle.
Pasta.
All right, here's where we're at. Common and Nordo, you're at 75 points. So any correct answer that is 5 or more, you are victorious. Grim and Caleb, you're still 32 points out. You're at 48. So it's
We're gonna go
75
4
to
in a row
48.
Boom, boom, boom.
Common and Caleb, take a look at the iPad. The password is seat.
You're going to have the option for a while.
You're going to have the option the rest of the way, Caleb.
These are the championship rounds right here, man. We need to come back.
You get to win 4 rounds in a row here, Caleb.
Yeah. We'll go
Options
first.
All right, you're going to go first.
Man.
Caleb and Grim for 10.
Chair.
Seat.
Wow.
Boom.
Okay.
Let's go.
There's a start.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
That's round 9 right there, baby.
That's where you've hit him and he staggers back.
Yeah.
So this is where Tenna fixes the race to make it more interesting and dramatic than
I
otherwise.
got money on Caleb.
We were talking about those judges.
I got it. 75-58. Common and Nordo with the lead. Grim and Nordo. Take a look at the iPad. The password is land. All right, Grim, you can make this interesting here. You get this one. You got the option. You want to go first or second?
Well, we got to go first. Can't let them win it here on the first try. All right.
That's not the right way to play the game, but go ahead. Grim and Caleb for 10.
If it's a 2-word clue, you don't want to do it.
Property.
Taxes.
Nordo and Common for 9 and the win.
Acreage.
Homestead. Why would I say that?
Grim and Caleb for 8.
Oh.
House.
Home.
Nordo and Common for 7 and the win.
Yard.
Land.
They win.
Dang.
That's a knockout.
I was in between trying to go property or a plane trying to land.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Caleb,
sure.
I've asked you this before, I think.
Dang.
Yeah.
Other than winning the world championship, which was obviously you fought very well, do you have a fight that you say was your best fight technically start to finish? Because I always thought, and I've seen almost all your fights, it's when you fought Donovan George at the convention center. I thought you stopped him in the 6th round. It seemed like nothing went wrong for you in that fight.
Yeah, I was on fire that night.
Yeah.
We had an awesome game plan, and everything worked. And I think he was like an 8-1 underdog, and he was supposed to have a world title fight next.
8-1 favorite.
I was 8-1 underdog, and I knocked him out.
I thought you fought perfect fight. I mean, as close to perfect as you can get.
And Michael Walker. I think you called the Michael Walker fight. That was my first or second fight after I fought Jermaine Taylor.
Okay.
And I was just brimming with confidence after doing well against the world champion, and I beat him up pretty bad.
Was that fuel for you when you were that 8-1 dog or 40-1 dog, as you mentioned?
100%, man.
That was part of what motivated you.
Yeah. I'm a crazy person, like most good fighters, and
like you'd said after the Taylor fight is when this guy was a world champ at one time.
Yeah, unified world.
Right. And so he was a heavy underdog, and he went toe to toe with him, knocked him down, and lost the fight. But that was when you said, "I belong here."
Yeah.
That's awesome,
and that was my first fight on TV, and I'd have all my fights were in Minnesota for the most part, and fighting the guy that I used to play with on Knockout Kings was
that's going to be a moment, right?
Bit intimidating at the weigh-in, and I'm like after that, and then snapped out of it in the fight and almost knocked him out. But even though I lost, it gave me a ton of confidence, and And
So cool.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, next time you come back for Program Password, you'll have a ton of confidence. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You learn from your losses, I guess.
Exactly.
He was stuck with a bad partner.
Yeah.
No. Well, okay, you said so.
Yeah, you said it.
so. That's fine. Hey, Nordo, thanks for coming in. Grim,
Thank you.
too, and Caleb,
Yes.
as always, thanks. Appreciate that.
Thanks
We'll
for
take a
having
short
me.
break, come back. It's another Program Password. Dark Star Memorial Hour next on the Fan.
If you're a woman and you have $428, go buy yourself a pair of $428 jeans. And then go down here to the Cowboy restaurant, WT's, on a Friday night. Plop those suckers up there on the stool, and the wolves will come howling at your door, mama. I tell you, the more money you spend on clothes, the better you look. Are you going out to tip the light fandango and have a couple of cocktails? If you pitch and play defense, you put your team in a position to win the baseball game. I don't know if we should talk about this any longer, because I don't know how long Abbott can hold his breath.
Seems more honest than the tears. I am curious.
Is he still an interim producer?
You wanna hurry up
The 5-iron might as well be a pitchfork.
and intrigue with us.
Oh, it's a plus.
Make this song a buzz.
No. You're not getting off this easy.
I don't care. Dark Star.
Incredible.
Dark Star Memorial Hour. Here's our first. We have two today. This one says, "Common, unfortunately, I have a Dark Star Memorial. She was my sponsor in the NA program. Her name is Jessie, and she was 44, and cancer beat her. Dark will have a tough time with her. I'm crying writing this because I also have two kinds of cancer. Went through so much. Her cancer was very bad. Mine not as bad, and I'm working my way through it. Hers was a lot more serious, and now she's gone. I've been listening to you since you started at KFAN, AM 1130. Rest in peace, Jesse and Dark." And then this one is, I was writing a note just like this a couple of years ago when we said goodbye to our first dog, Belle. It was nice to hear it read on the radio, and I unfortunately look forward to hearing another one. I unfortunately have to look forward to another one now. Opie joined my wife and I 10 years ago from a local rescue, and he and I were instantly bonded. He brought so much joy to our family and saw our family grow to now have two great kids. He loved to run in the yard and even more to chase whatever small prey may dare enter his territory. He did his best to keep bunnies at bay, almost as well as meat sauce, and did a fair job on squirrels, too. Dark might find him sitting with statue-like focus, staring at a fat squirrel up in the tree somewhere in the great beyond. If Dark Man would give him a tummy rub and an ear scratch, I'd sure appreciate it, and so would Opie. Our whole family will miss Opie. Gone, but never forgotten. He was 100% purebred good boy. Thanks, me boy, NDSU guy, and those are our Dark Star Memorials. Do we want to straddle the 42, tend to be the 41?
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll just straddle it. Why not?
Okay.
I received a text message during Program Password because how do you say it, Tenenby? You can watch
Are you able
it
to get your text messages?
Abbott did come in here. Yeah,
Okay.
He was bitter. I texted him. I said, "Hey, can you set me up on hip cricket again?" He goes, "No." What did I say to him at that point? Anyways, I said, "I'm desperate." And he goes, "Well, learn how to." Well, you don't have to come down on me. And then he came down here. I don't think he's happy about it, but he did come down here, so I appreciate that. I'll figure it out one of these days. This one says, so you know how you can watch Program Password on all of our social channels? We have cameras. And somebody said, "I like how the break times are posted on the wall. First day on the job." Because we have break times posted on the wall. And here's my response. They're not for this show.
We're the only ones who actually listens to it.
That's why they're posted, because the other three shows refuse to follow the break times.
Yeah.
They just don't. And, I guess it's sort of like the Wolves just lazy, stupid, or both. No. The Wolves lazy and they're bored and stuff like that, but they still win, right? They'll probably make the playoffs again. The other shows do just fine, but they don't break. We always break. As a matter of fact, we're the only show.
Except for when Password goes along.
We're right. We're the only show I'm aware of unless the other ones do this, I don't listen to the radio a lot. Certainly not 63,000 minutes a year like one of our listeners.
Oh, that's nothing. We had people posting on social media 110,000.
Holy moly!
Which, if you like,
that's listening all day long.
if you start to break that down over 365 days, that's like 6 hours a day. And so that's
because this person was 3 hours a day. We figured,
Yeah.
was 3 hours. So you're right. That double that would be it's crazy.
and if they're not listening on the weekends,
They're listening
breaks
all
down
day.
even more,
And
yeah.
we love those people so very much.
oh gosh, yes,
So
they're my heroes.
I think we're the only show, I don't listen to the radio enough, where we all the shows I think bump back in out of a commercial break with music. We bump out of a segment with music to go into the break so that
Keeps you on time.
it keeps me on time.
Yeah.
It's like, I got a break here. So that's why. So yes, we do have those up there. It seems like those guys, as far as clock management, it's their first day on the job. And yeah, I'm calling them out on it. It's like, start breaking on time. It's not that hard to do. But I guess what happens is they think what they have to say is so important. I just can't stop talking. No, people have to hear what I have to say. Just go to a break and then pick up where you
You
left.
and I are thrilled to have to go to break.
Oh. And I can go get my lunch ready, run down to the restroom, go bother salespeople, go raid some candy dishes. It's what I do. You just passed along a story to me
Yeah.
from the Athletic. Ken Rosenthal, who's a national baseball writer, very plugged in, does TV, the whole thing. He writes, all those fans waiting for their teams to acquire one of the Minnesota Twin stars probably can forget it. The Twins, the Twins do not anticipate moving center fielder Byron Buxton or right-handers Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez. According to league sources briefed on their plans, Minnesota's goal is to keep those players, build around them, and compete in 2026. They also said they were planning to sell the team. And they didn't.
Yeah.
So I take this with a grain of salt, but apparently, according to Rosenthal, league sources have been briefed on their plans. And I don't know who those league sources are. Are they other general managers who've inquired, hey?
I'm assuming it's coming from the Twins.
Yeah.
That message
could
is coming
be.
from the Twins.
But
yeah.
it just says league sources, so I'm just assuming that if he didn't mention it, that the possibilities could be directly from the Twins, could be other general managers have called and said, hey, wondering if you'd like to part ways with Byron Buxton or Lopez or Ryan, and said, no, we're not. We're keeping him. But you're right. It probably came from the Twins, but we don't know. It's not impossible to compete in 2026, I guess, even after the fire sale. Those are three pretty good cornerstones. I mean, if Buxton, there's a lot of ifs. If Buxton can stay healthy again like he did last year and play like he did last year, that's a nice piece to have in center field. Those two at the top of your rotation, if Lopez can get healthy, because didn't he spend a couple of stints? Didn't they shut him down at the end of the year? I know he missed some time during the year, and then I thought they shut him down again. But he definitely had an injury issue. And I think he'd been relatively healthy with us. I don't remember him in his years here ever having it be shut down. But when he is on, and he usually is, he's a quality pitcher. There is no question. And so is Joe Ryan. So those are three nice pieces, foundational pieces. We have a handful of other guys that have shown promise but no consistency. We're talking about the Brooks Lee kid, the Royce Lewis, and there's one or two others, I think, Tennessee, that I can't recall their names right now, that have shown flashes but never have done it game after game, week after week, month, or even year after year. I know we're allegedly loaded with prospects, but you know how those are. Prospects, it takes a while. I mean, are they going to bring those prospects up and they're going to be able to play at a really high level in 2026? That's this upcoming year, folks. When they say compete in 2026, that's next year. I find that hard to believe. Stranger things have happened. Look, we all remember 91, worst to first. In 1990, they were the worst team in Major League Baseball, or at least in the American League. I don't recall if it was all of baseball. They had a terrible record, and then they went on and won the World Series. So things can happen. But they had a pretty strong nucleus in 91. As you remember, we all know the names, led by a guy, Puckett and Herbeck and many others, right? So I don't know what to think.
I feel regardless of what they do, like it's a hopeless situation,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
like from a PR standpoint, this is the right move for them because I think they know as much as you want to save money, like that money ain't coming back in if you get rid of those stars. And the fan bases, then they might turn on you forever.
Right.
And now if you keep them, well, you're still not going to go out and spend money to supplement the roster, right? Those guys are good quality players, but it's not enough to get you to the playoffs, win a couple rounds. You still need others to join them.
I would think.
And they're not going to go out and spend to go get those guys. So
I don't think they are. Yeah. It'd be shocking if they did. I mean, because they've just not done that. I mean, they've spent money before, never, top of the heap money, but their payroll is pushed a little bit. But yeah, it's on track right now. I think if the season started today, they're probably under $100 million.
Yeah, they're at 95 right now.
Yeah. So, you're right about the fan base would be even more discouraged, more bitter, angry. But if you have a master plan, I'm not even saying it's going to work, but if you had a master plan where we'll get more prospects for these, because we're being realistic, it ain't happening in 2026. We need to get some prospects, build it up, and hopefully be ready 27, 28, 29. If you really felt that way, sometimes you just got to say, I know we're going to get. You got to do what you feel deep down is right for the franchise long term. Even in the short term, you get a lot of pushback and a lot of anger.
I do wonder how much maybe Byron Buxton had plays in this, right? Because it's kind of a little bit of a heel turn here. Because it went from Byron Buxton this summer, like, I want to be here forever, blah, 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 blah. And then it went to, reportedly, if they sell more big pieces, he's gone.
Right.
And then last week it was Byron Buxton is willing to waive his no trade clause,
Correct.
which to me means they were shopping one or the other two. And I do wonder if the Twins go, if we sell one of these two, we're now getting rid of all of them. And this PR wise, you can't take the hit of getting rid of all three. Because if the other two are gone or one of them's gone, then Buxton wants to go and you can't lose all of them.
Well, the only.
So I wonder if they get player pressure.
Right. Well, a part of the point I was trying to make, though, a little bit of pushback, and I think your theory's spot on. But what I was also saying, if as a franchise you think getting rid of all three to accrue really high-end, what's considered high-end young talent, prospects, then if you believe that's really the way to go, you can't worry about what the fan base says you have to do it. But that's easier said than done, too, because of tickets.
The problem is the fan base can see through it that they're not doing that for winning purposes. They're doing it to cut salary.
Right. And that's because of what they've done to themselves. Even if that wasn't their goal, even if they were saying, we've decided to keep the team and we're going to build this thing up so we're ready in 27, 28, 29. But you're right, the fan base wouldn't believe it. They'll go, no, you're not. You're just doing it to save money because that's what you've done.
Because you're in debt. You told us.
Yeah, and that's what you've always done. So even if you were planning to try to go to strip it to the brass tacks or whatever, the studs, and then build it back up, most people wouldn't believe it. They'd say, no, you're just doing that not because you have some grand master plan. You're just doing it to save money and hope people still show up. So, but that's the word from Ken Rosenthal. He's pretty plugged in. He says league source, like you say, could be coming from the Twins directly. But it's going to be difficult for that franchise. I mean, I'll do what I always do every Twin season, tend to be. It starts in March, right? Late March, usually that first week in March or whatever. Then you run through it. Not a lot. Weather's just starting to change here. A lot of afternoon games. I get off the Grum at 3, go home. I turn it on, watch a little bit. I haven't watched baseball in a while. And you watch the first few games of the season or a few innings of it. So I'll do that. But then more than likely the team will struggle in the standings at the ballpark. And then I'll be out, and so will a lot of other people. And then do we still know how you watch them? I just know that I have DirecTV, and so I get it there. I don't know, but I know that other people have trouble finding the team on TV. So, and I don't know if
the Twins.tv thing.
Yeah.
I think they're continuing with that for another year.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know what they pay a month for that, but, so,
well, maybe cooler heads prevailed because I think maybe it's fan pushback that's making them go.
It could very well be.
I just think the PR hit would have been traumatic.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have been able to recover. I mean, your attendance would have gone as bad as it was last year. It would have gotten even worse.
Would it really even make a difference at this point? I think with a lot of fans, it doesn't even make a difference. I think they're so worn out and beat up by it that they're just like, well, I know there is I don't know how many of that is. I don't know what percentage of the fan base there is, but I know from the text messages I get and reading some of the message boards, there are some fans that are so far gone it wouldn't matter what they're doing anymore.
Sure.
They're just done. But yeah,
But I also think there's a good chunk of the fan base that's always been pro Twins, pro Pohlads, and I think they're starting to turn in which they hadn't turned for a long time.
I think you're right. But if they would have traded them all because they felt that was the right thing to do to compete several years down the road, then you have to do that. Apparently, they don't feel that way because it sounds like they're not going to trade them. I don't know how you build around three guys. It's really difficult to. You look at some of the other teams in the league, and I know. I get it. There's no salary cap and no floor, and I understand that. And so, and until I'm not even just blue in the face. I've stopped breathing when it comes to talking about the Pohlads have enough wealth, blah blah blah. And I know this debt and all that, but they got the money if they really wanted to. If they wanted to invest in ball players, they can. But they don't want to do it. A lot of other teams don't either. A lot of other teams won't dig into their own pockets, so it is harder to compete against the larger market teams. But you can do it. And as we have always said all along, and in all the times I've watched the Twins since I was a little kid until now, there have been certain seasons or 2 or 3 seasons when you go, this team's pretty good. They got a lot of, like we've always said, well, go out and fortify the lineup with just 1 or 2 guys. Go at the trade deadline or going into the season, go, by gosh, we're going to re-sign Sonny Gray for crying out loud. We're going to go with 3 big-time pitchers, but they've never done that. And I think that's what annoys fans more than anything. Because the ones that even agree that we're a medium market team, all they want to see is every once in a while when it does look like the team is really close and can go toe-to-toe, maybe another piece or 2. You got the money, you can do it, and they've just never wanted.
Well, that's why they got turned on because they finally won a playoff series and then cut payroll the next year.
That's exactly where it happened. That's where it really got bad.
Yeah.
And for those of us that have known they've been doing that for years,
it's out in the open now.
It's out in the open now. It's just icing on the cake. We'll take our final break. One more segment to go before we turn over to Big Ticket and JG here on the Fan.
Make memories this winter at the 2026 IIHF World Juniors in Minnesota. See the best young hockey players in the world compete for gold. Bring the family and experience the excitement. Get your tickets today at mnsportsandevents.org.
I think I know the answer to this question already, Tennessee, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Will you watch the Big Ten Championship, number 1 Ohio State, number 1 against number 2 Indiana tomorrow night?
Will I?
Yes.
No, we got 2 hockey tournaments going on this weekend, so a little busy.
If you had
not
no
a whole
hockey,
time.
If you had no hockey tournament, you were at home with a roaring fire, would you watch it?
If there were other things on, right? Like I think probably the Wild play that night. I'd rather watch the Wild. But sure.
But you really wouldn't.
I'm not like it's not DVR television for me. I got to record it so I can watch it later.
It's must-see TV.
It's not appointment TV for me.
It's must-see for me.
I'm just not a big college football guy in general.
I never was either. Until my boys both went to college and both are football fans. So I've watched a lot of Nebraska football. I've watched almost every Nebraska game in the past 4 years. I know, sad, really. Watched almost all of the football games for the other added part to this is I just like the Indiana story.
Sure.
I mean, that's been a basketball school forever. I don't ever remember. I remember I'm told I don't remember it. I just know that in 1967, I think Indiana went to the Rose Bowl because they shared the Big Ten title with the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and the Gophers were the most recent team to play in the Rose Bowl between the two of them. And so then Indiana got to go. So they've not been any good. The Signetti guy, Google me, that whole thing. I think it's interesting. And I am curious to see how good Indiana is. There have been some that says, well, they haven't really played anybody, but, really, who has Ohio State played? I mean, they played other good teams in the Big Ten. I guess Ohio State started out with Texas to start the seaon.
They're saying about Indiana, who have they played?
Yeah.
That they go win at Oregon?
Yeah, they did win at Oregon. That's a big win there. But I still think people, you look at the Big Ten, there's 4 or 5 good teams. I mean, USC is ranked, but you look at the Oregon, Penn State certainly wasn't the team that they were supposed to be. So I will certainly tune in for that game. Vikings on Sunday. I know you'll have rapt attention there. You work every game. Coverage.
I'll actually be taking that game off. But
oh, you are.
Yeah, last 2 weekends we had 2 hockey tournaments last week and 2 hockey tournaments this weekend.
Wow.
So Zach will be filling in for me.
Why don't you start scheduling hockey tournaments in early September right into the end of December?
I'd like that.
Why don't you start doing that? For me, it's beyond wins and losses because once you're out of the playoff picture, what's the difference, right? I mean, it's better to win than lose. It'd be nice to see one. For me, I think I don't know if you'd agree with this if you feel the same way. For me, it's mostly like to see a little bit of progress from the quarterback.
Well, yeah.
For me, that's it more. That's the curiosity.
Storyline number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that's the curiosity.
I'd like to get Justin Jefferson more than 4 yards.
Right. That's the curiosity factor that brings me to the game. It's like, is this kid? And especially now, they're going to simplify it. They basically told him we were wrong about trying to drill all these mechanics into your head. Why don't you just go out and play? And I'm curious to see if that will make a difference. I'm not so sure it will, because if you'll remember, the kid came out with I'm 9. He basically like he was Spider-Man. He has an alter ego. Then it's close. The cork's about to pop off a bottle, and then that didn't either. So he talks a good game. He's got confidence, apparently. Sounds like he's got plenty of it. At least outwardly, publicly he does. I don't know how he feels deep down inside. But here's another time where I'm saying, well, no, this time, this is what it's been. I've been overthinking. This has been the problem. I'm an overthinker. I hope he's right. I'd love to see him just spin it and throw it all around the gridiron and have a good game, but I'm not so sure.
I'm curious to see what the play calling will look like, right? Because I think the play calling shows how much confidence the coach has in the quarterback. Because when Max Brosmer started against Seattle,
screen passes and handoffs,
they had the training wheels on him.
Yep.
We're going to run the ball on first down, we're going to run the ball on second down, and then we're going to throw a little wide receiver screen pass, easy pass to complete. And they were trying to piece their way to move in the chains.
Here's my guess is they won't do that with McCarthy, though. I think I think also, not that he's about to leave the team or demand a trade, but McCarthy's probably, we talked about Finch talked about the Wolves, they seem like they're bored. I think he's probably getting to the point where he's getting bored. He's running pass patterns, not catching anything. He hasn't had nearly the targets or the receptions or the productivity he's used to. So I think you have to take that into consideration a little bit too. It's like, well, we got to get these wideouts involved. And as we know, that's the kind of offense the coach likes. He loves throwing the ball vertically down the field. And that's what you want this kid to eventually do. And so if you're telling him to just go out and play football, don't worry about the mechanics, just go and have fun, I think you do that. I would hope it's not a bland. I mean, I don't think he has to, very first play of the game, try to throw a 40-yard pass downfield. But I hope they don't just screen pass and let him throw, let him play and have some
Well,
fun.
ultimately, at the beginning of the year, remember, we got the pushback from listeners of when we were having the discussion of Carson Wentz versus J.J. McCarthy, and they said, you got to play J.J. because you got to know what you got. Right? Well, you and I were like, well, you're still in a position to win games and get to the playoffs. You got to play what gives you the best chance to win. Now it is, you got to know what you got. We got to see what we got, and you have 5 weeks. J.J. McCarthy's playing for his job next year. I know Rosen said, he'd be fine with J.J. McCarthy starting the season next year. If he keeps playing the next 5 weeks like he did previously, they're going and getting somebody else.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So to your point, you kind of got to see him in KOC's offense to know what you got. If you're trying to dumb it down for him, are you really going to see what you got?
And I think, I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think one aspect that a lot of people don't consider is ownership. What do the Wilfs think about all this? They spent a lot of money. They love the club. They're fans first. They've said so. I think somebody sent me an email that said the Vikings have as many playoff wins in the past 15 years as the New York Jets. No! So,
Well, the Jets did have like 2 back-to-back years when they went to the AFC Championship game, but yeah.
So there's not.
It's very Minnesota sports like. They're on brand.
And so when you're going to own the team, I think the Wolves have owned it for pretty near 20 years, something like 20 years. And your organization, your front office and your coaching staff says, what we're going to do, we're going to let Sam Darnold go. And, I don't know what the Wolves are thinking. They might have went, well, he was pretty good. Why are we getting rid of him? Because we need money for the interior, the offensive and defensive line, and we think McCarthy's the answer. We're going to coach him up. We're going to be ready to go. And they go, okay, storied franchise, National Football League. And then they see what happened this year. They can't be happy, but how much they have influence on what they want the team to do and push the team in certain directions, I don't know, but they can't be real pleased with what happened here. Coming off of last year's season, and then you go a different way with the quarterback that played really well and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I hope he wings it around and plays well, make it more fun for all of us. Thanks for having me, Teneby.
Hey, great job.
Yeah, you as well. It was really a lot of fun today, too. We laughed, we cried, best of times, worst of times, that whole thing. We're back Monday at 12 noon. Don't know what the montage will have for us, but we'll find out.
Maybe it'll be living on a prayer.
Yeah, I think maybe it will. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for listening. Stick around. Big Ticket, JG, they're up next, right here on The Fan.
Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Timberwolves superfan KFAN Stan Barrero.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.